February 5th. We're back in Colorado. Came back to Pueblo to Rogers Enterprises to pick up our cushions for our dinette set. So here we go, picking them up. That's a good check. Here I am. So we have been gone since before Christmas, and actually Steve already went in here today, but I haven't even been in here yet. So
there's a present in the fridge.
Okay, do you want to hand them up to me?
Yep. We were gone for about 3 weeks, and while we were gone, it got really cold and really windy, and our freezer turned off. So anything that was frozen, we've lost. Anything in the fridge that was fresh, we've lost. So we're staying the night tonight in a campground, in part because we need to clean out the fridge, and we need to have easy access to water and cleaning supplies and a trash can to put our stuff in that's gone bad. And then we need to, real quick, de-winterize. We've got about 5 days we'll be in the camper, and then we're going to have some work done on the camper. So we'll need to de-winterize today, then re-winterize before they work on the camper, and then de-winterize again next week when they're done. We were trying to get everything lined up, like we were showing you, to have it happen while we were gone on our holiday, but the sun and the moon and the stars did not line up. So now we're just kind of left making it work. So at the moment, I started putting water into our freshwater tank because we had drained it before we left on holiday. So now I'm putting water into the tank, and I'll blow out all the antifreeze that we had just put in the lines before we went on holiday. So down here, you can hear the water right now coming in. I'm going to go ahead, and I've already turned on my water pump. So I put
enough water, huh?
What was that?
Do you want me to turn the water off outside?
No. So water pump is already filled up with water. I'll turn on this over here. It should come out pink when I start it up. Yep. Don't know if you saw it. It did start pink. And I'm on the hot side. So I'm going to turn off the hot water heater bypass. So now I'm putting water into the hot water heater. We had drained the hot water heater before, and then we put in some antifreeze. So now the noise you hear is the pump. It's filling up the hot water heater. So it's 6 gallons, so it shouldn't take it awfully long.
And then does that just stay on?
Yeah, it's
just a toggle switch or something?
Yeah, it's just a bypass valve. So when I turn it, then water won't go back in and fill up the hot water heater.
Oh.
So
I should learn all this stuff.
There we go. See the little pink?
Yeah.
So that's the water right now that's coming through our hot water heater.
But it's not full enough for water to come through, really.
Yeah, it'll take it a second here.
So maybe you should turn it off.
Oh, this makes for a fascinating video.
No, it doesn't. It makes me nervous, like it's going to break something because there's no water running through it. It does. Does it make you nervous?
No.
It's not good for it. How could that be good for it?
Could it be good for what?
How could it be good to hold that faucet open and no water's running through it?
It's just air coming out right now.
Okay. If I'm right, please say so in the comments.
If you're right about what?
About it not being good for it to have that valve open when there's no water coming through it.
We're letting out the air that's in the hot water tank right now.
Oh. Wouldn't it fill up with water and not just press the air out?
Yeah, where the air come out.
But would just come out when it's full. I don't know.
Okay.
I guess you're right.
All right.
I just like to argue you.
I know you do. Here, let's do the bathroom.
Okay. Nice.
Quick and easy. And then I'll do the shower head.
Good to know it didn't freeze.
Yeah. This is kind of the reality of coming back into full-time RV life. So I see lots of videos where people talk about, oh, you know, I'm going away from my RV for a little while, but maybe not so much about the challenges of coming back. So de-winterizing, in this case, we've got cushions we need to put back on here. That'll be quick. But then we have our
fridge to deal with,
freezer to deal with, and fridge.
Dun, dun, dun.
So everything we had in here defrosted.
That's a bummer.
And it's not like horrible to clean up this time.
Okay.
But on the bottom we've got a thick water-ish sludge. So we're going to do some...
Oh, you need to close that. It doesn't smell great. Smell-o-vision.
Got some cleaning to do in here, and then down here in the fridge. We actually did better because we didn't really have that much that was fresh.
Perishable.
We had some leftover food, some pepper, and we'll have to look on our open things and see if they've started to develop mold or whatever. And if so, then they get the boot. Yeah.
But not too bad.
Yeah, it's not, all things considered, it's not bad at all. So I think we can...
think it was from the wind that blew it out?
Yeah.
Or maybe from when they were working on the truck?
Yeah, we think when they... Because, you know, we left it with the propane on here for the stove, or for the fridge, but they took the truck inside their shop to work on it for a couple days.
With the camper on it.
With the camper on. So that would have blocked the solar panels, and at some point our battery charge dropped to zero. When the battery charge drops to zero, the fridge will turn off. Even though it's a propane fridge, it still has to have some amount of power for the IC board in here to tell it what's going on. When I first got in here today, what I had noticed was that the stereo system was on the DVD stereo was on like the main boot up screen. I thought, oh, that's odd because I didn't turn it on. But then when I thought about it, I realized, okay, that would be on if our power had actually gone to zero and then come back on at some point. So that's probably when we lost the fridge freezer, is when power dropped all the way down to none. So, but our clothes are almost all clean coming back into this, so we don't have to do laundry. We stopped and we had a big lunch, so we don't have to like do a lot of cooking today.
Just a little groceries to put away.
Some groceries and some cleanup, and I think
suitcases to unload.
I think within maybe a half hour to an hour we are smooth sailing. So we'll time it and see how long it takes. So we kind of mentioned we were doing these cushions because the cushions that came with our 990, the quality kind of sucked.
They're good for weekends.
Yeah, we're just not weekend people, and I'm not a weekend weight kind of person. So even though I was rotating these... Husky, there we go.
So am I, unfortunately.
I'm a husky boy. So I rotated these between Noel's spot and my spot about once a month, but even doing that, they were still getting flat on the sections that I was sitting on. So
me too.
I tried these out today when we went in, and it's definitely more firm than what we had. So
they're gonna fit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Watch out for the gnome.
There we go. It's our St. Patrick's Day gnome.
Oh, he was a Christmas gnome, but now
Yeah.
since he's in green, he's a St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
I like the way you think. Okay, I'm gonna try it out. Oh, that's actually quite a bit different. Nice. Yeah, I think that's gonna work for us. Good. Also, I got a haircut while we were gone. Our daughter cut it off. Oldest daughter. She gave me a cut that she says is sassy, but I cannot be a sasshole. Apparently, she is often a sasshole. So, even though I have a sassy haircut, I'm going to try not to be a sasshole to Steve.
So the cost for us, 2 cushions with the firmer padding.
Oh yeah, I want to see in it.
Yeah.
Firmer padding plus the stuff on top.
Yeah. So we came in. Yeah, this is much, much firmer.
Although we forgot to take a before video or even actually look at it before.
I'd looked at it before. It was like a cream color.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't certainly like open it, like stick my hand in. And so it was $250 for them to do it.
each.
And then, I don't know, 15, 20 bucks tax on top of that. So about $267 that we're going to spend, that we did spend, just because neither of us want to lose weight.
I want to lose weight, I just love to eat.
I want to lose weight too, and that's why we bought a 15-pack of beer on our way here this afternoon.
No, that's why you bought it.
You're right. So it reminded me when I was getting ready to put this up to show you, this is our cutting board. I don't know if we've ever shown it to you.
Or used it.
Yeah, this is the cutting board that goes in the sink. Here, I'll show you how it works.
I don't know if I will do it with that cup in there.
So the cutting board fits right here. So it's a nice...
Here, let me get a close-up. Ooh. Sorry.
So we have not used it more than...
That was funny.
Once or twice, like looking to see what it would look like. No. So we had stored it underneath the mattress over on my side of the bed, simply because we didn't use it. But about a month ago, I was looking for something I had lost. So I was looking under the bed. I lifted the mattress and I found that condensation had built up around this. So the mattress was wet and the carpet underneath it was wet. So now we have a little bit of a mold issue going on this side of the bed.
Well, I think it's already dried. We'll have to check it again.
Yeah. So I think our long-term plan is to not put this back under there, but then maybe to actually swap the mattress to something that's a little more comfortable, but also get the little riser kit so you can...
Foley.
Yeah, it'll lift the mattress
Foley
up.
system, I think it is.
So close to a Foley catheter.
I don't think those are any...
Random word association. So that would actually...
Not very much surgeries lately?
No, not lately. That would lift the mattress up a couple inches. What I read, though, about people who have them is they say that this becomes almost impossible to get into because the mattress is now a couple inches up on here, and they have problems over on the other side as well, getting into this
opening that
door as well. But if we're having a condensation issue underneath here,
which we should check in the next day or two.
Yeah, which is something that we just cannot have long term. We need to do something to address it. But we also need to do something to address our lack of income.
Which has to come before that.
So we need money coming in to actually do some of these tweaks.
To do some more of them.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what this is. So instead of storing it underneath the mattress, I've been storing it behind my seat over here. Seat in.
It's a new cushion. Oh, this is probably going to have to go behind it, won't it?
Yep. This in.
Maybe next time we're home, we could just put that in storage.
Yeah. And there we go. All right, now it's my turn to sit on...
Da da da, moment of truth. Oh, the actual moment of truth.
It is...
Scoot under. Oh, you touch, don't you?
Yeah, if I sit straight up.
Well, you're going to have to slouch. It's settled.
That's why I sit out on the edge.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not new.
Oh.
Everybody thinks being tall is just the bomb. As we found out, the taller you are, the more you're going to pay in life. So we were looking at buying a sailboat. The more height you want inside the sailboat to walk around, the more it's going to cost you.
Means the more length that it has to be.
Yeah, so for us, like the camper van thing
didn't work. It was so awesome for me, but not
for Noelle at 5 foot
4
and a half. 4 and a half.
At my tallest height.
Yeah, at her tallest height. The camper van
May not be now.
Worked pretty well. For me at 6'3", the camper van was just not
you had a
so viable. Yeah, I was always hunched over like
I
such.
don't know. I never noticed you have to slouch right there though. Sorry about that.
I don't sit in here that much.
Huh.
Okay.
I was trying to get a close-up of your forehead, apparently.
I think long-term, we'll have to use these benches for, I don't know, a few weeks, and we'll let you know. As I mentioned before, really for me, like short-term benches are fine. If I sit on it for a half hour or an hour, it doesn't really bother me. But when I've done long sessions of like video editing, when I've been sitting here essentially for a day doing video edits, at the end of the day, my back really, really hurts. So hopefully this will be an improvement to that. All right, Noelle's moving in.
Shredded lamb, all of our squash. This is the saddest one. Oh, it's freezing to the back. Could you hold this bag for a second? Here, let me get this stuff.
So is it kind of swampy down there?
Yeah. I need another bag. Sorry.
Sorry. So, you know, we wish we could say that this is the first time we've ever had food spoilage after we've gone off on a trip, but it's really not. I think I'd say half of the trips we've gone on, we come back and we're dealing with something similar to this.
The sad part is we had a whole thing of chicken from Costco. Oh,
Yeah.
pasties.
But it does give us an idea. I mean, we've had power for less than 30 minutes.
And it's starting to freeze.
And it's starting to freeze in the bottom of the freezer here. So it does cool down pretty quick.
But here's the good thing. Fireball, still good. Okay. That's the sad one. All right. I know what I use. I need a bowl. I think I'll just use a bowl and scoop that up. Don't you think?
Yeah, that'll work.
Alright. Plus there's a hair. Phew.
We were brainstorming over the holidays about our YouTube channel, what we could do to make it even more interesting for you.
So we said, why don't we clean our freezer?
Freezer cleaning.
Yeah, we never said that on our lists.
It's an often overlooked maintenance part of owning an RV.
You're doing a great job, though.
Oh, thanks. I think I did this last time, too.
No, I did it.
I don't think so.
I don't actually know.
I don't think so.
I think we've both done it a time or two.
Yeah. I think we're reaching a point where we're saying, okay, it's not perfect, but maybe this is about as good as we care to get it. You know, something I realized I didn't tell you, though. So we got back in here, we turned on the heat. The heat's going. This is just like a house. I mean, we haven't used the our heater in a while, so as the heat came on, the first, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 minutes, there's just the smell of like the dust burning that was sitting on the heater element. So
I don't think it took that long, but
yeah, a few minutes.
A couple minutes.
So we've certainly got a bit of a, well, you know, that smell.
Yeah.
Whatever we want to call it.
Every house gets it at the beginning of the winter.
So that's the smell we had right here for just a few minutes. But I think this is probably good enough for our freezer.
Empty now?
It's going to be very empty. So.
I wiped those off with Lysol wipe on the bottom of them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice on top.
Looks like a crazy mess in here right now. Look at this. Stuff everywhere.
You know, it's funny, when I realized this was turned off today, I intentionally did not turn it back on because I didn't want everything to start freezing again. But I think this is one of those situations where the software is just smarter than...
The system worked correctly.
Yeah.
It's set to auto, so it came back on.
Came right back on. So stuff started to freeze again. Now we're moving into the fridge. So I got a pepper, leftovers.
Oh no, don't open that.
You don't think?
I'm not going to eat it. Cream cheese? No.
It smells okay.
No, it doesn't.
It does smell.
No, I'm not smelling it. No.
What do you think? Noelle's being a bit of a weenie.
I'm not dairy. No dairy. No. Stop that.
Our users, right now, yes, you, the viewer, go ahead, comment. Tell Noelle it's okay.
It is not.
Because it smells fine.
No.
It has no smell.
No.
I'm keeping it.
You can eat it then.
Look at that. It says March 2022.
Well,
tonight, the temperature here is expected to go down to 4. So that's 4 degrees Fahrenheit. So
that's effing cold.
That's effing
Fahrenheit
cold.
For effing, or F for Fahrenheit, effing cold.
So
I'm a weatherman.
Even some of this stuff where I'm tempted, like, let's clear up some fridge space and get it out. It's also the reality of it's going to get super cold tonight. We've had things that we've stored down here, like in our footwell, down here. When we put soda or water down here before.
Water mostly.
Even when we're in the camper, it's gotten too cold and they froze and split. So in some ways our...
You think we were in the camper then?
Yeah, we've had a couple split while we were in the camper.
Okay.
Most of them split when we were out of the camper.
That's what I
We've
thought.
had some split while we were in here.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay. All right, so...
Oh, don't keep that.
I'll use it.
No, don't.
Yeah.
You're going to get...
I think this is okay.
Botulism. No, that's not okay. You're going to get botulism. It's a lot of stuff to put away.
Yes.
It's getting better.
Well, good morning. Welcome to our cleaned up camper. So we spent a couple hours in the end cleaning up last night, putting things away, and I don't know, rearranging, I guess, unpacking as we're starting this next leg of our journey. This next leg, our plan is to go somewhere warm. So we are headed south. Whether that ends up being Arizona, New Mexico, or Texas, I'm not really sure at this point. We're thinking Arizona. Again, I'm getting some cues from behind the camera.
Here's why we want to go south. Sunshine, but snow.
So right now outside, it's about 23 degrees. The temperature here in Colorado is expected to continue dropping throughout the day and get down to around 8. That's this morning. It's headed towards 8 degrees. So...
But tomorrow
it's supposed to be like 60 something.
Crazy.
So anyway, our plan, go somewhere warm. So I noticed this right here the other day. See this gap? Yeah, a little weird. So I'm not really sure what this is. So we drove it by and had the RV dealer where we bought this from, Boardman RV, take a look at it, and they as well were kind of like, weren't really sure. So they made some phone calls to Northwood. Northwood ultimately came back and said this was a repair that the local shop can handle. It's not under warranty. So we're going to take it in next Monday. They think they can do it in a day.
4 hours.
So we'll end up paying whatever their hourly rate is for 4 hours. I think really for me, I don't really care cosmetically that it looks like that, but I noticed once I saw that, I was looking on the outside of the camper and I noticed that it's actually leaning out by maybe 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch in the rear compared to the front. So that's just another little ditty that we have to pay cash out of pocket to repair. So when we talk to you guys about, our need to generate income this year, I think right there we've given you about $4,000 worth of reasons why we need to generate some income this year. Our plan today, we're going to go hopefully find some COVID tests, make sure that we don't have COVID so that we can go in and visit my parents without a whole lot of stress. Then after that, we've got a boondocking spot that we've been to many, many times. The roads aren't too bad or slick. We're going to head to our boondocking spot and enjoy the 8-degree temperature inside of our balmy cupcake. We are just getting ready to leave, and I thought you'd enjoy seeing our outdoor temperature here, 18 degrees. Our water bottle we left in here yesterday, frozen solid. So it's cold out here. Well, we found our boondocking location for this afternoon. We've stayed here before. If we go deep into this area, there's plenty of good sites. It's called Penrose Commons. That's good news. There's lots of sites. The bad news is the road is pretty steep and sketchy to get to some of the better spots. So we've selected a spot that's really right by the entrance. I've got looks like some other people that are camping out, dumping a lot of their crap in the area. So it's not as nice as it was maybe a year or 2 years ago, but it's free, so we like that. To amuse ourselves this afternoon, we did manage to track down some COVID tests. So we're going to do a COVID test, and if it tells us it's positive, then we can go see my parents this week.
No, if it tells us it's negative.
It tells us negative. If we don't have it, so if we don't have it,
which we don't think we do, we have no reason to suspect we do, but.
So we'll go check, and we'll check this afternoon, and I guess we'll keep you posted.
2 minutes in. So far, negative. Steve's reading the directions again to make sure we did it right. Just over 8 minutes to go. Still negative. Steve's still negative. We will see.
So less than a minute to go. So these over-the-counter things, I think, from everything I'm reading and hearing, aside from this company themselves, that these are notoriously bad as far as their accuracy.
Their data says 85% accurate.
For us, though, it's what we have, frankly, that we can afford without having insurance. So this time it was $20 a pop. So we got 2 boxes. Each box was $20. So this gives us maybe the most peace of mind we could have before going in to visit my parents, that we don't have COVID right this second, according to this test. I don't know that this test is as good. Don't think this test is as good as what we could do if we went in and did like the full-blown, I think it's called PCR test. But for the moment,
hold up your lollipop stick.
My lollipop shows that I'm good to go.
Shows negative.
What does yours show?
Mine also shows negative.
All right then.
2 negatives.
Not particularly optimistic that this is going to work. It looks like we have a split in the tire more than we have a puncture. But we'll give it a whirl. Nothing to lose.
It hasn't been snowing until today.
Yeah.
Of course.
Just what I'm itching for, though. Tire repair in the snow.
In the dark.
Yeah. Well, in the time between camera turning on and off, our tire's now completely flat. So, and our goop is
Frozen.
frozen.
I think it's going to work with it.
We'll find out. It certainly takes away some of the pressure that has to be immediate.
What do you mean?
Oh, we've lost all the air.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst that's going to happen. All right. Well, we brought this along for a rainy day. So now I guess we'll see if
It works on a snowy
it
day?
works on a snow day. So I guess this is our final update of the night. So the good news is our little pump works quite well. We're up to around 30 pounds pressure from almost zero. That's good news. Bad news is we can still hear the leak here. So yeah, I guess tomorrow morning I'll be changing the tire. Oh well.
Supposed to be warmer tomorrow.
Yeah. So at least on the positive side, this is our first time to try this out and it works. So it's a good thing.
How's it going?
Oh. Not bad. Well, good morning.
At least it's warmer.
Yeah.
At least we're on the sunny side.
Yeah. Here's what I can tell you. This was much easier to change a tire when I was in the desert and it was warm.
Well, you didn't have to actually change it, did you?
No, I just did a
repair and it worked.
repair. Yeah.
Got the flat tire off, now putting the spare, raising it enough to put the spare on. At least it's sunnier today. Warmer, huh?
True. I think it was 21 when I walked out.
This morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the sun makes it feel better.
Yeah.
Than 21 last night in that dark snow. You look pretty good in your tight jeans.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very tight. I haven't worn jeans in a couple of years. Yeah.
There might be a reason for that.
They're a little snug.
They're snug?
They're snug.
Well, they look good.
Snug in all the wrong places.
You just know Steve locked the car doors from his pants and his keys in his pants pocket.
I'm talented.
That's snug pants.
So it seems like the jack worked okay for the front here with the camper on. I definitely wouldn't do this in the back with the camper on.
With that little jack.
Yeah, I would have to take the camper off and drive the truck
But how
out from underneath it.
would you take the camper off if you had a flat tire?
Same way we take it off usually. You just
No, I mean, how would you drive the truck to take the camper off?
Where?
If we had a flat tire in the back.
You just treat it like you don't have a flat tire.
Because we have 3 other tires in the back.
Oh, actually, yeah. Yes. Oh, you sure turned that fast.
Yeah, it's a lot easier going down. Okay, I think it's done. How far down do you have? Oh, you have to just keep checking.
So one thing I did notice on our spare is that we're starting to get rot. So the tire actually going bad. So we may need to get a new spare today too. Well, we ended up with 2 new tires. So from Discount Tire, where we buy the tires, it comes with like a replacement guarantee. So we got 1 tire for free. Then it cost us $30 to install it. Then we had, they always recommend you do them in series, particularly because we have so much weight on here. So we bought a new tire, then paid for the install on that. So total for our tires, we ended up somewhere around $350 to get us back on the road. I did talk with them if it was time for us to replace 4 tires instead of 2, and they thought no, we could still get another 20,000 miles out of the 2 that we've had since we bought the truck. So $350 on the tires. So we picked up the camper from Boardman RV the other day, where we get all of our work done on the camper, and this was something we had talked about that we saw before we headed off on the Christmas holiday, was that this was actually leaning out a bit. So after a bit of back and forth with Boardman, and Boardman talking with Northwood, the RV manufacturer, they decided it was our fault that this had happened, which is possible. So
Probable.
What I'm guessing happened is that our picture that we keep back here of the llamas had fallen out, and there's like a lip back here behind this. So I'm guessing the picture had fallen out at some point, wedged itself behind the trim here, and then rocked the whole thing out. So repair cost for this was about $280. We had nowhere to sleep while this is our house, so I think we're in maybe $129 for a hotel. So definitely our llama picture has proven to be a little more expensive than we originally thought it would be. But this was just, it was an expense we knew we were incurring before we really went off on our holiday back to Portland. So thankfully we kind of had budgeted for this.
The other expense we have incurred recently is that for getting our truck repaired. You know, it's not that different than like right now our daughters, her family are getting a new furnace. My sister is getting a new roof on their homes. So it isn't that much different. We just pay for truck repairs instead of new roof or whatever. So I think we've said before, we have a 2005 Dodge 3500 dually, and it has about 160,000 miles on it. So we have been experiencing a squealing as we've driven for quite some time. We took it into Dirt Road Diesel in Colorado Springs, and got an estimate. They took a look at it before we left for going home at Christmas time and fixed it while we were gone. So those guys are fantastic. If you're in the Colorado Springs area, we highly recommend them. They were recommended to us through Boardman RV, and again, it's Dirt Road Diesel, Colorado Springs, and we did not get a discount for saying that. So it's honest, they did us okay. We'd had the same issue before, and Dodge had given us a quote, and it was significantly more, maybe about $600 more than what Dirt Road Diesel charged us. So we got a new manifold and an R&R manifold. I don't know what that means. I think it's like an exhaust manifold. That's what we got. And That, along with new fuel filter and an oil change, cost about $2,400. So $24, $44, $76 to be exact. So while we were there, or while our truck was there, we also asked them to take a look at our brakes. It had been, I don't know, 30,000 miles, 40,000 miles since we last got new brakes. So we asked them to take a look at that. We were experiencing some squealing and having to press a little extra hard to get the truck to stop. With all this weight, you really want to stay on top of the brakes. So we got new front and rear brakes, brake pads, wheel seals, all of that. And that was about $1,400 as well. So a little bit more than we actually budgeted for, but still well within reason of a house cost, right? A house repair. I don't think you can get a new roof for $3,000, $3,500, I guess we're into it. You can't get a new roof for that on your house, and you can't get a new furnace for that, so that's what our repairs are costing us this time around.
One of the things that we didn't mention to you about the repairs, we got a phone call from Dirt Road Diesel, and they wanted to make sure it was okay with us if they cut our zip ties that are holding on our hubcaps. So we did give them permission to go ahead and cut those off, and they were good enough. They actually put the zip ties back on.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so kind of good of them. We hope our video this week gave you a good idea of kind of what it's like coming back and de-winterizing your rig. You know, for us,
getting ready to go on our next leg of whatever it is.
Yeah, it's kind of preparing of, like you saw, we got rid of like food that we had that had spoiled, then we had to buy new food as well. We're always trying to eat down our store of food. So
instead of buying more,
and then we do something terrible like go to Costco
and get that huge popcorn.
And, yeah, I'm not even going to show you what our freezer looks like with the stuff we bought while we're here. So anyway, this is kind of what it's like. I mean, it takes a little bit of time to get back into your rig, to get everything de-winterized, to get everything working again. And we've certainly had some issues this week with our electrical system. We've messed around with that. We had other issues with the truck that we're messing around with. Truth be told, the camper and the truck like to be used. When they sit idle, that's when bad things happen.
Yeah.
One of the things Noelle was commenting, she saw the other day on one of the Facebook groups something. What was it saying?
Well, it was saying that RVs in general, but truck campers specifically are not meant to be lived in. I guess somebody did a YouTube video. I haven't watched the video, but somebody was posting in the Facebook group about, did any of us have to sign an affidavit? Because I guess that person who made the video had to sign an affidavit that they would not live full-time in their truck camper. And I think that it's true. Like, we've found it to be true. This really isn't built for us to be living in full-time, but we're making it work for us. So, and I think that was the general discussion on the Facebook group, the truck camper group, was that, yeah, they aren't that comfortable. Like, you need to replace the benches, you might need a new mattress, you know, there are things you want to do to make it your own, but in general, it's working out for us living in here, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so.
This morning I almost chopped off his head, but other than that, I think it's been okay.
Yeah. Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's close quarters, and close quarters.
So close quarters in the winter, it can be challenging. This is a small space, particularly for us. We've had 2 weeks where we've been back here in Colorado Springs, and we've done a lot of like parking lot boondocking. So we can't take the slide out. So it's a really intimate space.
Yeah.
In the summer, even if we're like boondocking, like in a parking lot like this, we can still go outside. Here it's
cold.
It's cold.
Yeah.
I think
we
today,
do have our heater running in here, but we just came back in. We've been inside Steve's sister's home, editing videos and working on blog posts. So we just came back out here to film a little bit more and to catch up on some things. And it's a little cold, so we kept on our coats.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that once we get to leave here, I shouldn't say get to, once we have completed everything we need to with Steve's parents, and then we leave here, then we're going to be headed for warmer weather. That's my goal. No coat for a couple months.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So that's where we're headed. Good segue. That's where we're headed next week. We're headed somewhere warm. New Mexico, Arizona. This is where we're headed.
Well, we'd like to go to Arizona for sure, but on the way, I'm really wanting some of those enchiladas with that green hatch chili sauce that we had in New Mexico. So, you know, you don't earn these chins from exercise. This is earned from loving the good life. So
anyway, thanks for watching, and do us a solid if you click like, click subscribe, and leave us a comment.
And you know, I'll just throw it out there. If you're so inclined, you want to send us over a little bit of tire money, I'll put the link down below to our PayPal. Just random off the top of my head. Thanks, guys.
See ya. I'm getting the tubing for the windshield wiper. The one on the passenger side, it's a little plugged up. So I thought, well, we're here. Didn't plan to come here for this specifically, but it's here for the taking, so we'll just get it. Cost a couple bucks. And if it fixes our problem, then it's good. And if it doesn't fix our problem, then we haven't really spent a whole lot of money on it.